Okay, enjoy the day. All right, so now I'd like you to welcome our regional marketing manager for the Middle East and Northern Africa for our keynote. Please welcome on stage Mr. Wael Ghonim.
صباح الخير. في حد ما بيتكلمش عربي؟ Anyone? Oh, okay, you speak Arabic. I know you. Anyone doesn't speak Arabic? طيب أنا هتكلم عربليزي. I'll talk in Arabic and English. أولاً شكراً إن كلكم حضرتوا اليوم. بجد انا شايف الجو كان صعب جدا، وشايف التويتس في ناس بتقول انا هحاول احضر الصبح، وفي ناس بتقول I'm not gonna be able to make it, so thanks for making it and coming. دلوقتي I'm not gonna talk anything technical, anything geeky, because I'm not a geek. I'm gonna try and share with you some of my experience and some of Google experience. Try and get you to go. We're gonna talk about aiming bigger than ourselves. To start with this, I want to share with you a story. قصة حصلت من سنة تقريبا. كنت ماسك مشروع في جوجل اسمه زيادة محتوى العربي على الإنترنت مع ويكيبيديا. ويكيبيديا من المواقع المشهورة جدا في العالم العربي، بيزورها 2 مليون مستخدم عربي كل يوم. تخيل، في 2 مليون مستخدم عربي بيدخل على ويكيبيديا كل يوم عشان يستفيد من المعلومات اللي فيها. الحقيقة أول ما ابتديت أشتغل في المشروع فوجئت إن عدد الناس اللي بتساهم في ويكيبيديا بشكل فعال ما يزيدوش عن 300-400 واحد. أغلبهم في مصر والأردن. مصر والأردن هم أكتر دولتين في العالم العربي بيساهموا في ويكيبيديا. كانت فكرة المشروع إن إحنا عايزين نشجع الفولنتيرز أو المتطوعين إن هم يروحوا يتعاملوا مع الشباب الويكيبيديا الأكتف على ويكيبيديا عشان نترجم محتوى أكتر في مواد معينة، توبكس معينة. فلما رحت اتكلمنا مع ويكيبيديا، ادونا لسته بالموست اكتيف يوزرز، حوالي 50 مستخدم من مصر، كان منهم 30 مستخدم من اسكندريه. تمام. انا مش اسكندراني على فكره. دورنا على the most active people، اخترنا منهم 3. فكلمتهم، منهم واحد اسمه الحقيقي مش محمد، بس انا هسميه محمد. اوكي. فانا كلمت محمد، قلت له محمد احنا عايزينك تيجي مصر، تيجي القاهره، يعني احنا المصريين بنسمي القاهره مصر. تيجي القاهره عشان عايزين نعمل اجتماع ونتكلم عن ازاي نقدر نطور المحتوى على ويكيبيديا. قال لي I'm very interested بس I am sorry I don't have the money for the ticket, for the train ticket. The train ticket من اسكندريه للقاهره cost $5. In order to go from Alexandria to Cairo it cost $5. فانا قلت لمحمد معلش، انا تخيلت انه مش عايز يدفع المبلغ او ما يقدرش يستحمل، فقلت له لا مش مشكله، تعالى يعني اشتري التذكره وتعالى اول ما توصل هنديك ثمن القطر رايح وراجع. Don't worry. قال لي لا you don't understand me. I don't have $5 on me. I don't have $5 in my pocket to be able to come to the meeting. Actually I got really inspired. محمد واحد معهوش $5 في جيبه، بيساهم في انه يطور محتوى، من اكتر الناس اللي بتساهم في انه يطور محتوى. المحتوى ده بيستخدمه اكتر من 2 مليون واحد كل يوم. And that's a guy who really thinks bigger than himself. I really want you to thank Muhammad for this, because I'm going to show this video to Muhammad to know that how much everyone appreciated. So please thank Muhammad. It's not just Muhammad. It's actually a lot of people around the world. في ناس كتير جدا في العالم بتعمل نفس اللي بيعمله محمد. في واحد أمريكاني من أصل بنجلاديشي كان بيشرح لبنت عمه اسمها نادية صغيرة math classes. فكان عشان هما الاثنين عايشين في areas مختلفة، في أماكن مختلفة، كان بيعمل إيه؟ كان بيشرح الفيديو، اشترى تول بيكتب عليها ويطلع الكلام على الشاشه وبيابلود الفيديوز على يوتيوب. بيحط فيديو فالتاني فالتالت، وقريبته عماله تتعلم وتقول لقرايبها. رايت؟ الراجل ده خلال 3 سنين قدر يعمل 2000 فيديو. عارفين في كام واحد شاف الفيديوز بتاعته في العالم؟ فيديوز عبارة عن فيديوز تعليمية بسيطة جدا. 25 مليون واحد. اسمه سلمان خان. سلمان خان ده أكبر مني ب3 سنين. He just got awarded by Google $2 million for his innovation. Bill Gates سماه the most efficient teacher on the planet. And that was a simple guy. He calls himself, he was a bored accountant. That's why he did this. كان زهقان، شغال محاسب فزهقان فابتدى يعمل الكلام ده بعد الظهر. So what is really great about the internet إنها it changes what we all do. It have already changed a lot of things that we do. And the great thing about it is that it's an empowerment tool. Anyone knows what is this? There's a mug for it. Tell me. You want a mug? Someone give him a mug, please. So the whole idea of 6 degrees of separation, a guy in 1929 came up with this concept that between you and anyone else on planet, no larger than 6 connections. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ يعني عشان توصل لأي حد في العالم انت محتاج توصل لماكسيمم 6 أشخاص عشان توصل له. Thinking about this yesterday, I think I have 1 degree with Obama because Eric Schmidt is a good friend of Obama. So why I'm saying this now, it's basically because of today, because of the internet, connections are much easier. You can actually connect to people in a much easier fashion than in 1929, for sure. Thanks to LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and all the social networking activities that we all do, we can actually connect to everyone. Internet have empowered every one of us to hold a mic and talk to the world, not just to yourself. And we have seen it happening. ممكن مثلا خبر أو معلومة أنت تقولها تطير لملايين أو عشرات الملايين أو مئات الملايين من الناس في أيام أو في أسابيع أو حتى في ساعات وأحيانا في دقائق لو المعلومة دي مهمة. In fact, if we look at the data, every 2 days, كل يومين, we create content that's equivalent to the whole content that the world have created منذ بدء الخليقة لحد 2003. That's every 2 days now. كل دقيقة في 24 ساعة من الفيديو كونتنت بيتأبلود على يوتيوب. ده كأننا بننتج 160,000 فيديو، 160,000 فيلم في هوليوود. كل يوم في 900,000 blogs added by bloggers. It's like New York Times for 19 years, every day. So it's now the power of us. And that's why I want every one of you to think bigger than themselves. It's much easier now than 20 years ago to do things that influence the whole world, not just you or the people around you. As of today, there are 1.6 billion users on the internet. It's expected that these guys are going to be 2 billion by the end of this year. Imagine 2 billion people that you can communicate with. 4.6 billion mobile subscribers. Talking about a world of connectivity. And 900 exabytes of digital information. Anyone knows what's an exabyte? 1,000 terabyte. A mug for him, please. That's nice. So 1,000 terabytes. So we're talking about 900,000 terabytes of content being created every year. That's huge. So what does this mean to Google? It means that's great because our mission is that we organize the world information and make it available and accessible for everyone. So more content is a great story for Google. However, I'd like to share with you the way we think now about our strategy. And that should be something you consider. The first actually is bidding on the web. There are 3 things that we're bidding on. One is bidding on the web. What does that mean? We believe on the web, of course. Google was born on the web. And we believe that innovation on the web is still going to be the future. So for example, applications that are built on top of HTML5, pushing the HTML5 technologies, or the web apps. For example, if anyone here has an iPad, they can try the Gmail iPad application. Nice song, by the way. Can try the Gmail application on iPad to know what web apps are. It's more rich, features are much better, the interface is more tailored. And finally, Chrome. That's one big bit we're putting on to help move the web forward. In fact, we just released a Chrome version that's 5 times faster than the Chrome version before it. The second thing we bit on is the cloud. The whole idea of the cloud is that data and processing power can be on the network, not on the high-end devices. And that enable every one of us to buy cheaper devices, to be able to انك انت تشتري الجهاز ده تكلفته ما تسواش حتى $100. However, الديفايس ده يقدر يعمل كل حاجه كان الديفايس اللي بتشتريه $1000 يعملها. مش بس كده, the magic of cloud is that you can access your information whenever time you want, wherever you are, and with whatever device you want to access it with. So betting on the cloud is one of the big things in Google. The whole idea of all these Gmail, Docs application is that you can actually find everything on the cloud. Chrome OS is a great example of our belief. We want to move the operating systems to the cloud. The third bit, and the last one that I want to share with you today, is betting on mobile. There is a very interesting view inside Google that thinks of a mobile as an eye, the camera, an ear, the microphone, and a personal locator, which is the GPS chip. And then giving what I just discussed with you, the cloud computing, the super connectivity, or the super computing that can happen on the clouds, each one of us is empowered to do a lot of things that was never possible before. تخيل مثلا, anyone have seen LAYAR, the application, the virtual reality application that shows you the places? Perfect. So please check it. If you have not seen this, LAYAR, and my colleague today, Ahmed, is going to show you a lot of these concepts of, the supercomputing and how can you make amazing applications built on top of the supercomputing concept. So, sorry for the tweets. Let's talk a bit about the Middle East. Why is Google or any company would focus on the Middle East? And that's something for you again, because you have the chance to come up with products and work on things that add value for the community. We're talking about a society of 350 million people that share a common language that's actually ranking number 6 across the globe. We're talking about a community that's young. أكتر من 30%, 34% تقريبا من العرب سنهم تحت 14 سنة. What does that mean for us? It means that there are huge opportunities. Younger people, adopt technology much faster. They want to try new things. They have no previous experiences to judge. So it's great when you have a young community to serve. We're talking about a GDP that's growing 6% more than the world. And we're talking about an online population that's growing really fast. In fact, we expect by 2015 that 100 million people are going to be on the internet. That's about 1/3 of the Arab world. We're also talking about DSL penetration growing. It's still very low in some markets. Maybe like, for example, Egypt and Jordan, it's not as high as when we talk about the United Arab Emirates. But again, that's really big. And one thing I ask every one of you is like, why aren't we working on applications? Why aren't we serving those people? So talking about the challenges we have that you should be thinking of solving. The first one is that the web users are going much faster than us, the developers, or the community that should develop products for them. In fact, we don't see as much products coming out of the region, targeting the region, as the number of users coming in every day online. The second is lack of high quality Arabic content. We've talked about this a lot of time. I'm not gonna bore you with data, but we really wish to see more specialized content in Arabic. Why is that important? Because less than 20% of the Arab world can speak in English or is comfortable to speak in English. تخيلوا لما عدد الناس لما الانترنت تبقى متاحه لكل الناس وكل واحد معاه موبايل that's automatically في data plan رخيصه. He's not able to communicate with people because of the language barrier. So this is a huge investment that we all should think about. Coming up with Arabic applications, coming up with user-generated content products that inspire people to add more content. I was just seeing a guy who's building an IMDb of the Arab world, a database of all the movies in the Arab world, utilizing the people. And he was telling me, it's amazing how everyone is participating. 60% of his content is done by users, not by his employees. So if we empower users, we give them a tool, if we share with them something they love, they are definitely gonna help and they're definitely gonna put content. أنا من الناس اللي ما بتحبش حد يقول إنه العصر العالم العربي الناس ما بتحبش تشير content. العالم العربي الناس ما بتحبش لا بالعكس. We love sharing. And actually, if you look at forums, you will understand very well that we love sharing. This is another macro problem. DSL is still expensive, and mobile data is still expensive. But this is something, as you see it as a challenge, there's a great opportunity in it. In some countries, like Egypt, they dropped the DSL cost per month to $6. So you can actually have a DSL connection in your house for $6 a month. And what happened? The internet increased by almost 100% on that year. So the moment we drop the cost of the internet, the moment we'll see huge adoption coming in from the users. Low credit card penetrations and lack of online form of payment. How many of you have purchased something on the internet using a credit card? Great, that's the future because we are the early adopters. A lot of us have done that. That means in a couple of years, everyone is gonna do that. Yet, it's still a challenge as of today. A lot of people don't like to buy products online or they don't have credit cards. And that represents a real challenge. Why? لأنه ممكن أنا صاحب موقع بحط investment كبيرة على الموقع بتاعي عايز return on investment عايز أكسب فلوس. هقدر أعمل كده إزاي من غير ما يكون في حد يقدر يدفع لي فلوس عن طريق الإنترنت. That's one of the big challenges. However, I'd like to share with you an interesting concept that I've just seen. من كام يوم كده دخلت على صفحة في الفيسبوك. PayPal ممنوع في بعض الدول العربية من ضمنها مصر. ففي واحد عمل فكرة ذكية جدا. He has a page on Facebook and he has actually 7,000 people there. You go in and you tell him, I want to buy this product from this store. He goes in, he buy the product for the guy and he charge him commission. Which shows that people are keen to buy the products. People want to experience and buy stuff online. And that's what we see also in our research. The final one is that the web today is used in a casual way. احنا بنستخدمها عشان mainly عشان نستمتع، نتفرج على فيديوز، نسمع أغاني، consume content that's entertaining and less business. مش بنشتري حاجات على الإنترنت، مش بناخد قرارات على الإنترنت. This is a big challenge because, publishers, again, will not be able to monetize if you are not doing activities that has to do with monetization. It's very easy if we have the eBay with the PayPal, it's very easy for a lot of people to monetize. But now it's hard giving that. In fact, مثلا in the UK, over 15% of our query stream has to do with business-related queries. People buying something or selling something, inquiring about a stock price, شوف سعر البورصة and so on. In MENA, it's less than 3%. So that's another challenge. However, as Churchill said, that the pessimists see a difficulty in every opportunity, and the optimists see an opportunity in every difficulty. I remember seeing a guy from Silicon Valley a few weeks ago. That was in Lebanon. And he was telling us, you guys were so lucky. You guys are so lucky. When someone was telling him that, the market is challenging, we as developers cannot get, financed, and, we want to start our new products. But then he said to them, you guys are so lucky. You can build anything that works right now because there are so many problems that you can solve. So I urge all of you to actually think of problems that you can solve. And that starts with my 10 advices for you. You are bigger than yourself. That's one thing I urge every one of you to believe in. You are bigger than yourself. Don't think of yourself as the guy who's writing on his keyboard. Your keyboard can be a tool to communicate with millions, tons of millions, and hundreds of millions of people around the globe. It happened, it happens as we talk today, and it will happen in the future. The second is that we want you guys to solve problems that exist. Don't be too obsessed with technology. You need to think of problems that you have as a user, your community have, and solve it. Build UGC products in Arabic that help grow specialized content. This is an area that's really growing. And if you manage to build the right applications with the right mix of users, you can easily take leadership positions across the Arabic network. Think mobile and social. User-generated content. معناها المحتوى اللي اليوزرز بيضيفوه. زي مثلا يوتيوب is a UGC platform. اليوزرز هم اللي بيضيفوا المحتوى على يوتيوب. Think mobile and social for obvious reasons. In the future, people are going to make decisions on the go using their mobiles. انت بتبقى ماشي عايز تقرر تشتري حاجة هتفتح الموبايل بتاعك that knows almost everything about you. It will start recommending to you what you should buy. If you are interested in a camera, it will tell you which camera you should buy. Or it will tell you which restaurant you should go to. And it can go to the extent that it can tell you which meal you should be ordering based on your history. على أساس اللي أنت عمال تديه للسيستم، السيستم بيخش process all this data with artificial intelligence and come back to you and tell you what you should be doing. We should start building these applications right now in the region. And by the way, thinking mobile, some people think that there's not that much of mobile usage in the region. In fact, over 10% of our queries every day that we get from the region in MENA, which is like tons of millions of queries every day, 10% of those come from mobile devices. We're talking millions of queries every day coming from mobile devices. Embrace the clouds. Oh man. Embrace the cloud. It's the future. So think of applications that make a good use of the cloud. In fact, there are now hosting companies that are on the cloud where you can host your services completely on them. We're going to talk about Google's opportunities in this area today. Target the region, if not the whole world, and not just Jordan. Don't think in your community as, again, think bigger than yourself. Think bigger than your community. You can actually reach to the whole world with an application. I was really inspired by this Kuwaiti guy, 14 years old boy, who has over 1 million downloads, mostly not from the Arab world, for one of his iPhone games that he is selling. He became richer than his dad. Focus on the younger generation. They are your early adopters. We all should focus on the young people. They consume more, they spend more time on the internet. They're ready to adopt to any new crazy idea, and they will help you make your idea happen. Launch fast and fail faster. Get feedback and listen to your users. Every time I sit with someone, I tell him, launch in 3 months. And there's a story of some guys that came and asked for an advice, mentorship in one of the cities in the Arab world, and we told them as mentors, guys, come back in 3 months with a product, and they managed to do it. So try and launch fast. Don't wait. Don't work for like 2 years to come up with a product. Number 9, be inspired by Khan Academy, the guy who just now serving 25 million people around the world, and the Wikipedia guy who doesn't have $5, yet he's able to use his brain and his keyboard to make a real influence in the world. And finally, change the world. You can do it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Wael. So actually, what I will do now is I will present myself for just a few minutes, but mostly focus on demos, to cover in a bit more technical detail what Wael mentioned about three things. Let's see. Oh, it's back. Okay, I don't know what I did. Let's see. So, three things that Wael mentioned specifically about the technical aspects, importance of the cloud, importance of mobile, and he mentioned about web apps and HTML5. Let me cover this in a few slides. I hope it's not going. It should give you more insights into what this means, how this will translate in terms of trends in the future, and what Google is doing in that sense. But I will afterwards show you some demos, especially about HTML5 running on App Engine and stuff that you can probably do on the mobile as well. Okay, let me see. Right, so how to create a rich mobile experience. So as I said, I'll cover three areas briefly. So can anyone tell me, looking at this timeline, of all these, probably you remember most of these applications, right? Do you notice anything, any pattern on this slide for those who were not here yesterday? Maybe, no? Yes, you, sir. Exactly. So I'll just repeat the answer. We're moving from desktop to web application, right? Is it clear if I draw this line? The last major success, which is probably still a success today, right, is Skype, right? And I think they've also mentioned they're considering moving to the web as well. So I think this is very important. Everything's moving to the web, right? All major successes after 2004 are on the web, right? Facebook, Flickr, YouTube, and so on and so on. So this is a major trend. And of course, to have all this enabled, you need HTML5 to progress and get richer and richer applications online to mimic what you can do on the desktop, but probably you can't do yet on the web, otherwise it's useless. And HTML5 brings a new syntax, right? Additional tags. The video codec, WebM, Canvas tag, and a bunch of other tags like web app cache, geolocation, app WebSockets, which allow offline use of the web, for instance, and real-time application. And if you look at the browsers 18 months ago, well, the picture, the pattern was not very, very good, actually. If you look at all the major browsers, well, only a few browsers, like Firefox, Safari, a bit of Chrome, covered some of the major HTML5 characteristics, right? So the problem is, it's good to have HTML5, but if it's not supported, what's the point, right? But since then, we've actually come a long way, right? All the major open source browsers have finally got the message and managed to, I think, you can see on this slide that all the major browsers support HTML5. Well, all the major open source browsers. As you can see from, even our friends from Microsoft are catching up. And I think IE9 will support HTML5 more completely. Well, anyway, this is a trend. You get the message. WebM, this is very important. Google's committed to this. Royalty-free license, you don't need to pay anything. It's a codec, right? So there's no plugin required when you want to play videos using the WebM codec. This is, I think, major thing today. As you know, YouTube is extremely popular, so this is getting even more important. So I'll do a few demos afterwards about HTML5. So I'll rather continue and talk very briefly about cloud computing. And maybe some of you know about App Engine, which is exactly, this, well, exactly. It's somewhat similar to Amazon's web services and other competitors' products. So I'm not here to say App Engine is better or not. It has its advantages. You'll know more about them afterwards. We have a session on this. But what's important is, with these type of cloud computing services, it's easy to build, easy to manage, easy to scale, right? You don't have to worry about all the computing power. You don't have to pay anything until a certain threshold, at least with App Engine, right? And I'm very proud, actually, to look at the past 2.5 years, almost 3 years, actually. The graph is not entirely up to date, but again, you get the picture. We have 90,000 developers worldwide, which deliver 5.5 billion page views every week. Every week, 5 billion page views, right, on 130,000 apps. So this is massive. You can do it. On the roadmap, actually, some of it, I think, was released early December, like the real-time channel API, also the background time, which for offline processing went from 30 seconds to a 10-minute limit. So we're working on it. We're trying to always to improve and add more services. We have also App Engine for Business, so you have a more complete solution, which is a paid version. If you want to know more details, we have 2 engineers specifically on App Engine today. What's very important, and actually we have a session on this today, it's about open standards. It's very key here that to understand that at Google we are very committed to allow you to import and export data. You're not stuck with App Engine. If you don't like it, go to another service. Obviously we'd like to hear your feedback, and today we're here also to hear your feedback. How can we improve App Engine, but also any other product for the Middle East and Northern Africa region? So don't hesitate, come talk to us, right? But the message here, we let you decide where you want to put your data and your applications. You have the choice. We try to build something which will suit your needs. Privacy, we care about the users. We care and you control. So maybe you've heard about the privacy dashboard, the Google dashboard for user accounts for Gmail. You can exactly see what you're sharing with who on this dashboard, and we're increasing the number of products that you can actually share and edit the settings. Data liberation, this is the movement, again, about what I said about importing and exporting data, making sure that every product at Google, you can actually export and import data. Last but not least, mobile. Obviously, this is key. And let me show you just a series of graphs before I do the demos. This is, on the x-axis, it's quarters since launch, and this is AOL. So you can see over a timeline of 20 quarters, so that's 5 years, AOL managed to reach about 20 million users. Not bad, not bad. iMode in Japan, same period of time, almost 40 million users. Let's see another one, Netscape, 50 million users after 5 years. iOS, iPhone, iPad, etc. More than 200 million users after 5 years. This is incredible. Right? Look at the pace at which users are adopting new technologies, new platforms. And I'm proud to say that even though it's still at the beginning, it's been launched about 2 years ago, Android is also following a very interesting trend. But I think, again, as Wael mentioned just before, this is mostly obvious to you. So I'd like to finish off with maybe one comment about Android in the Arabic language and marketplace. We're trying to, I can't comment on this one, but we're hearing your feedback. So I guess the smiley will tell by itself what this means. We're hearing you. We know this is one of the most important requests from the region, so we're hearing you. So let me switch to demos. I think this is going to be fun. About HTML5. So let me see. Okay, so I can't see my stuff. Okay, let's see. Right, so this is online. Hope you'll bear with me. 5, app spot. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm actually on the dev channel. I'm using Google Chrome on the dev channel. It's accessible by everyone. Okay, so got this on full screen. So I'm going to start with graphics. Graphics is key, right, for most applications. And let me start with Canvas. And how many of you have seen The Matrix, the movie? Hands up? Yeah, oh, okay, almost everyone. Okay, so you remember the green scrolling text? The green scrolling text at the beginning? So let me show you what you can do with just about 1,000 bytes of code, right? Not lines, bytes of code. You can actually simulate the same effect, right, using the canvas, right? And what's interesting is I can interact with the mouse, and you have pixel level control with the canvas. So this is, very light, very simple to do. 1,000 bytes. So that's about, and the code actually is like 30 lines. Let me switch back to another example. And this is a game where you play the part, I will play the part of Gmail. Let me see, I click to boot game. And you're fighting the evil spam. All right? There's tons of spam. All right? So you want to get rid of it. So okay, let me start with this. Again, no plugin. This is not Flash. Right? This is using Canvas. Right, so notice the animation of the flapping wings. Right? So I'm trying to kill spam. Okay, it's rocks here, but you get the message. I think we have 5 viruses. Yeah, well, it's endless. I think I'll stop here, but you see the flapping of the wings, right? It's quite quick, quite seamless. It's all on live. Canvas is great. 2D is great, but 3D is important for multimedia and games, right? You need 3D as well for some specific applications. So let me show you what you can do in HTML5 with this example. So on this example, I'm pulling a series of web articles and putting them on a sphere, right, using WebGL. And what you can see here, hopefully it's going to be, let's see if this is smooth. It's not entirely, but if with a slightly faster internet, you can actually scroll around and be actually completely smooth when you turn around the sphere. And what's quite interesting is that even if I increase the number of articles, it will remain completely, you can still continue to turn around the sphere. Right? Again, no plugin, this is no Flash. Right? This is just using, you could do this on an ordinary website, just with HTML5. So imagine all the kind of 3D visualizations you could actually achieve using this technology. Let me switch to another area, which is, I think, equally important for many applications, is the ability to interact with a device file system. So today, it's possible, right, to add files from your desktop online, but you're still missing some nice features, like this one, drag and drop. So let me show you this example, using some JavaScript and CSS to import some files. Let me just resize this. I will drop some pictures from my next speaker's laptop, so hopefully it's going to be okay. Let's see. Okay, so you see, let me show you. Right, you've noticed how immediately I got the picture online, right? So let me go full screen. What's quite interesting is with some CSS, I can actually, already have, put my mouse over it, and I get immediately the thumbnail of that picture. Let me show you when I add it's the same one. Let me add another one. Again, you can actually notice that this is, let me see, is it coming? Yep, it's coming, it's online. What you can notice here is you have the beginnings of a photo album, right? So it seems to be a bit slow, but you can test this as well on your side. Everything's online. But you have the beginnings of a photo album here, right? Very simple CSS and HTML5. Let me show you another example where I'm using the file system API. So in that case, you recognize the input tag, right? Usual HTML tag, and I've added two attributes, directory, multiple, right? To be able to add a whole directory, all in the browser. So let me click on this, and let me add the same folder. Let's see, Hamzawi, where is it? I think it's this one. Right, it was this one, okay. No, I'm lost. Where is it? Can I add this one? Desktop. Hold on, because I'm not used to actually using a Mac. So how can I actually add this folder? Can someone help me with a, sorry about this. I'd like to be back on the desktop. No, yeah, but I need just to go to the desktop. Let me see, how can I actually add this? Because I'd like to add my folder which has all the pictures, and I can't find them. Let me see, if I do this, do I get the folder? Okay, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know how to use the file system on the Mac, so I'll show you this later if I figure it out. Let me switch to another example. Basically, what you do here is actually import the pictures from the directory seamlessly, right, directly in the browser. Okay, let me move on. Okay, this one's quite cool. I'm using here. Oh, let me see. I can't see it. Got a slight problem here. It's because I don't see the. Am I still on the dev channel? Yeah. Okay. Because I should have a microphone here. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to use the speech API. I'll try to refresh. Okay, let's see if this works better. No, I still don't have it. Start again? The browser? Okay, sorry about this. It's live demos, so I'm trying to. Okay, so where do I have to find that? Okay, let's see if this works. HTML5. Oh, I'm back. Enter. Right. Okay, let's see. Was it the? Okay, it doesn't seem to work. I can show you this at a demo pod if you want. This one is, it's a shame because you have something to say? Oh yeah, the demo pod. I'm trying to, for questions, I'll be available. So I'll just describe the example of what I was trying to do here. Basically using the speech API, I'm accessing the hardware and using the mic from the laptop and talking into the laptop. And it actually recognizes what I'm saying, you know, like on the mobile phone. And I'm also using, if you can look at the tag here, the code here, I'm actually also using Google Translate from English to Arabic. So it's a shame, I can show you this afterwards, but I would speak in English, it would translate in Arabic. That's quite neat, right, all in the browser. Okay, this one works. Final example, sorry about this. Okay, device orientation. In this case, I'm using the sensor, which is in a laptop, and you see you have the div box with, you know, it seems to be constantly moving, like real time. It's because it's actually slightly moving here. Let me show you, if I twist the laptop, what happens, right? I'm actually moving the div box, right? So you seem to be happy with this one. But I'm surprised because, yeah, it's nice, but what can you do with it? Well, it's like useless, right? Yeah, okay, some people have already some thoughts. It's perfect. It's exactly the purpose of the day, right? To get you thinking about what you can do with these kinds of new technologies. But let me show you a concrete application, right? So here's the Chrome browser logo, right? So I can use exactly the same technology and move my laptop around and look on the side, look below. It's all live. You've seen I've messed up some of my demos, so you see this is live, right? So this one is quite cool, right? Let me show you a final example. Let me make sure I have the sound. Yeah, it's plugged in. Perfect. So in this last example, what you will see is an integration of WebM, the video codec, device orientation, some JavaScript, and that's it. And what you will notice is those graphics glitches. They're actually not graphics glitches. They will appear. There's white lines, white vertical, and white or horizontal lines as soon as this loads. It's actually not graphics glitches. It's actually tons of squares, right? And you have a live video playing in all the squares. Again, so if I twist my laptop, I can actually play with the live video. It continues to play using all the different HTML5 techniques, right? And that's it. Just wanted to show you some of the things, right? Thank you. So now, let me turn this off, put the internet back. So for all the other 2 or 3 demos which didn't work so well because it was live, you can come and see me and I'll try to show you some cool stuff during the breaks because I'm trying to animate today as well. So, but you can find me, I'm available. Today, now, I'd like you to welcome our head of engineering for the Middle East and Northern Africa. He's based in Zurich. And his name is Mr. Ahmed Hamzawi. So please give a warm welcome to him.
Are you going to set up one?